What you saw a while ago was government's briefing on the quarantine procedures after April 30, the end of the original extended or enhanced community quarantine. Now, in case you missed parts of it, here are a few important topics or issues that were discussed. First of all, the IATF, the Interagency Task Force, has recommended, and apparently the President appears to have already approved an extension of the enhanced community quarantine for Metro Manila or NCR, Region 3, Region 4A, and other areas kung saan mataas daw yung incidence ng COVID-19. The extension of the ECQ for the following areas will be until May 15 this year. So effectively, it's a 15-day or more than 2-week extension of the ECQ for the areas of the NCR, Benguet, Pangasinan, Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Tarlac, Zambales, Batangas, Laguna, Cavite, Rizal, Quezon, Oriental and Occidental Mindoro, Albay, Antique, Iloilo, Cebu, Davao del Norte, Davao City, and Davao de Oro, among other provinces. Now, all other provinces that were not listed will be placed under what they call General Community Quarantine as opposed to yung Enhanced Community Quarantine. So, yung General Community Quarantine will also be in effect in the other provinces that were not mentioned until May 15, and then there will be another set of evaluations. Ngayon po, yung under General Community Quarantine, tinatawag nilang moderate risk areas at yung mga low risk areas. If there is no deterioration of the situation in these General Community Quarantine areas, by May 16, the GCQ in these areas may be relaxed, leading to normalization. Now, yung mga areas na ngayon yung mga areas na malalagay sa General Community Quarantine by April 30 or after April 30, ito na po yung mga patakaran doon. Under General Community Quarantine, workers will be allowed to go out and work in phases, o kumbaga graduated po o iba-ibang level yung pagpapayag sa mga trabahador na lumabas. However, yung mga kabataan, mga young people, mga senior citizens at mga high health risks will be required to stay home kahit general quarantine lang. As well, dun sa general quarantine, restricted mall openings ang papayagan, pero hindi kasama doon sa restricted mall openings yung mga non-leisure shops. Ito yung mga hindi papayagan yung mga leisure shops. Papayagan lamang yung mga non-leisure shops na bumukas sa mga malls. Also, there will be mandatory temperature checks, mandatory wearing of masks, mandatory alcohol use. Limited number of people, particularly those with age 21 to 59 with IDs, papayagan lamang. And of course, yung mga hindi mukhang may sakit ang papayagan pumasok sa loob ng mga mall. As well, priority and essential construction projects will be allowed to resume subject to minimum health standards, physical distancing, and syempre, barracks for workers that comply with social distancing. Public transportation modes will likewise be allowed to operate at reduced capacity. LGUs will enforce curfew at night for non-workers. The IATF likewise recommends a minimum health standards to be implemented starting April 27. The DOH, the DTR, and the DTI, and DOLE, and the Department of Public Works will be required to prepare guidelines by April 25. I think that is by Saturday. Ngayon po, ang sabi ng Pangulo, kung hindi sasapat yung pondo para sa mga susunod na mga buwan, kung kailangan daw, kasi tayo nakapag-utang sa mga multilateral institutions, kung hindi pa rin sasapat ang pondo, we will be forced to sell certain assets to fund the COVID response. Among other assets that he mentioned, yung Cultural Center of the Philippines. As well, the president raised the bounty that he earlier brought up of 10 million for anybody who can find a solution to the COVID-19 in terms of a vaccine or an antibody therapy. Sabi niya, yung dating 10 million na kanyang panukala, gagawin niyang 50 million at maaari pa niyang iakyat hanggang 100 million. At the same time, the president also took a swipe at the left, both the legal left and the New People's Army. The president said that he never made it in statements that he would declare martial law. Ang sabi niya, he made it very clear that, or he's making it very clear that if lawlessness by the New People's Army rebels ay magpapatuloy, maybe I will declare martial law because kayong mga NPA numero uno. He's accusing the NPA of stealing the food and relief goods meant for ordinary people. And he says, I am now warning everybody, the AFP and the police, I might declare martial law and there will be no turning back. Kung ano ang martial law na gagawin ko, akin lang yan. Again, I'm still quoting the president here. Kung gusto nyo kasi pinapatay nyo yung mga sundalo kong pulis na sinasamahan lang mag-deliver ng pera at pagkain, iutos ko sa kanila na patayin nyo sila. Tapusin natin sa panahon ko. I will try to finish all of you. And then he also talks about the legal left as well. Sabi ng Pangulo, pati kayong legal, referring to what he calls the legal fronts of the communist movement, magtago na kayo. Huwag niyong sabihin your legal fronts sa inyo kumukuha ng pera. Ang mga negosyong malalaki nagdedeposito sa bangkong accounts ninyo, yan ang totoo niyan. Lahat kayong legal fronts, sabi ng Pangulo, magtago na kayo. Huwag niyo akong bolahin, galing ako dyan. Apparently, the president was referring to a series of encounters between the New People's Army and the Armed Forces of the Philippines. One in Aurora Province and another one in Himamaylan in Negros Occidental. That resulted in, I think, at least 5 deaths from the Philippine Army. The one na nangyari dun sa Aurora Province, ito po if we understand correctly, nung Tuesday, wherein 2 private first-class soldiers were killed. The initial reports coming in indicate that the troops were conducting what they called a security patrolya sa isang lugar kung saan meron ding distribution ng Social Amelioration Fund. Now, the president is implying that the soldiers were also there to distribute relief in response to the COVID-19 and that they were attacked while conducting relief operations. Yung sa Himamaylan, sa Negros Occidental, we understand from earlier reports, this happened I think on Monday, where 3 soldiers were killed. An initial report coming from the battalion commander there in that area stated that they were conducting what they were calling pursuit operations against the New People's Army rebels. So it is not clear exactly if it is connected to the COVID-19 response. So again, just to recap po, an extension of the Enhanced Community Quarantine or the ECQ for a large part of Luzon. That would include, of course, the National Capital Region and Calabarzon and Region 3 and sprinkling of other areas in Luzon Island. And for the rest of the country, we will have what they call General Community Quarantine after April 30, kung saan mas maluwag na po. Papayagan yung mga malls magbukas, hindi na papayagan yung mga leisure outlets. Papayagan din ng graduated na pagbubukas ng mga negosyo at mga manufacturing companies. And as well, papayagan din ng public transportation, subject of course to social distancing and as well subject to other health and sanitation protocols. And papayagan din na po yung construction projects na mag-resume, also subject to minimum health standards, physical distancing, and the existence of barracks for workers. Yun po, more or less, that is what we have. And you can check the entire address given by both the President and his men in our website, news5.com.ph and One News. And that is the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine in Luzon. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. We will give you back to Sito Bertran for more of today's agenda. I'm Ed Lingao. We are One News.